The Russian economy is in free fall. Economists at JP Morgan Chase expect the Russian economy to contract a whopping 7% this year. Goldman Sachs thinks the damage could be worse, predicting a 9% contraction in the Russian economy. Virtually every major corporation in the world has stopped doing business in Russia. BP, Shell, and ExxonMobil have pulled out of energy deals. Apple, Google, and Facebook have blocked the Kremlin from their platforms. CNN has stopped broadcasting in Russia, which shows that not everything is so bad in that country. Every storm cloud has a silver lining. But other than not having to stare at Brian Stelter anymore, things are going about as poorly in Russia as they possibly could. By targeting Russia's central bank with sanctions, an unprecedented tactic, the West has collapsed the Russian ruble. Nearly 2/3 of the $630 billion in the central bank's foreign exchange reserves were frozen overnight. A financial expert summed up his take on the situation by drinking live on Russian television to the death of their stock market. Worst case scenario, he says, I'm going to go work as Santa Claus like I did 25 years ago. Jokes aside, let's do this quickly. I send regards to Sergei Yushchenko, who drank 12, 13 years ago to the death of the stock market. Today, I'm drinking carbonated water. Dear stock market, you were close to us. You were interesting. Rest in peace, dear comrade. The host says, I'm not going to comment on this stunt because I don't want to believe it. The West just wrecked Russia. And with good reason. Vladimir Putin invaded a smaller, weaker neighboring country. Whatever the nuances, nothing comes anywhere near justifying an all-out Russian invasion. Nothing could justify the shelling of civilian centers. And yet, Putin's main domestic political rival has complained that we in the West keep falling into Putin's traps. We might be doing it again. There are lots of people right now, on the left and the right, clamoring to send Russia back to the Stone Age with sanctions or missiles or both. The economic crisis we've inflicted is already 40 to 80% worse than Russia's last worst economic catastrophe in 1998. Some analysts predict it could eventually be 3 times worse than the collapse of 1998. When Russia defaulted on its debt. The economic catastrophe, coincidentally, that launched Putin to power in the first place. The White House is confident that Joe Biden's got everything under control.
I was at the State Department. The president was the vice president the last time Russia invaded Ukraine. This is a pattern of horror from President Putin and from the cronies around him.
This is a pattern. This is a pattern of horror. Do you see the pattern? The pattern is that every time Biden goes up against Putin, Putin wins. The White House wants regime change in Russia. It worked out so well in Iraq and Egypt and Libya. Why not give it another go in a nuclear former superpower without any clear popular opposition leader? What could go wrong? But even if it's the right idea to take Putin out, our leaders may very well have just entrenched him, or maybe someone even worse, in power. Those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Unfortunately, our current crop of rulers don't seem to know anything at all. I'm glad you liked that clip. Now I need you to subscribe. Ring that bell. Hopefully get the notifications. If you're not getting notifications, head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you get your audio podcasts. Subscribe, leave a 5-star review. We'll see you next time.